Well, firstly, I'd like to say thank you for this kind gesture with the wine.
Yes, cheers.
Cheers. So, to that, I got a two-part question. One, just for the people and just for our own knowledge, what are we sipping on right now? And then, secondly, can you speak about your business as an event director and how you got involved in like wine culture?
Yes. So this is a 2022 Pinot Noir from North Valley Vineyards. So this is just gorgeous. It is a beautiful love story. Just on the palate, it's silky, it's balanced. There's that velvety. It's relaxing and it's at ease. And the winemaker, James Cahill, is absolutely dynamic and he knows what he's doing when it comes to juice. So I'll drink North Valley Vineyards every day, all day. And I do. I had their Chardonnay earlier, but yeah, just what you're drinking it's beautiful. It's a beautiful Pinot Noir. It's smooth. It's silky. It's everything that you'd expect. And just even when you look at the color, it has that darker hue. She's beautiful. Wine. How did I get into it? How did I do the things? So I was in social work for 10 years and then I burnt out. But prior to that, I love stories. I love stories. And again, I love solutions. And so for me, I was way too passionate about my job. And I lost the sight of what my job was and what I was supposed to be doing. Like I'm supposed to be moving and shaking. And I was building these long lasting relationships with my clients because I was considered family to them. I was all they knew. And so anyways, the pandemic hit and I'm like, if this is the end of my life, is this how the story is going to end? And I didn't want it to end that way. And at that point, I decided I wanted to do whatever I wanted to do, however I wanted to do it. And I was drinking a lot of wine at the time. And I was like, I think I could do this. I think I could do something with this. And so I started learning. I started taking courses, drinking more. And I have a friend who reached out to me. She owns a Pilates studio. And she said, we're having our 2-year anniversary. Can you help me pick out some wine? And I said, yeah, let's go wine tasting. Let's do the things. And so as we're wine tasting, she's like, I need food. I need this. I need that. And I'm like, I think I could figure that all out. And so that was my first event. And that was the creation of my business, Boards and Bottles. I was one of the first businesses in Oregon to have a charcuterie company. And after that, just my wine world took off. That moment was so pivotal. So many doors opened from me traveling to France, from me just interacting in all spaces of the industry. I do all the things. And the more I transitioned in my career, I landed as a director of special events. And I love to serve. And that really comes from my background in social work, that if there's anything that I would do and could do, it's serve others in a capacity to be able to provide them with resources. And I think the best resource is other people. And so how can I connect people with other people? Wine. It's easy.
Well, I'm gonna go slightly off the beaten path, just a smidge. This explains so much. Social work, clients. Now, you said something very interesting that I feel like we talk about in our sector is burnout and good social workers switching to different professions. And I was wondering, can you kind of like talk a little bit more of like, how did you realize you were experiencing that burnout and realizing that you needed something else different? Because you don't hear that from the social workers. They're always like, I want to connect the dots.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. How did you come to that realization?
I didn't like who I was. I didn't like how I was spending my time. I didn't like how I was interacting with the work that I was doing. I just, the passion wasn't there. And I've always been someone who operates in passion, who operates in doing all the things that I've always just done things the way that I like to do them. And I felt like I couldn't do me the way that I wanted to do me. And that was enough to walk away.
I appreciate you saying that, because I think we lose a lot of good social workers and just people who want to connect people to resources in that way. I'm not trying to say that, we got to, have $1 million salaries or, opportunities, but it's just like, when you give your energy to someone else or, connecting, that just, it's a big toll on the soul. But to get us back on the path, I'm curious, how do you define a successful wine event?
Ooh. I mean, every event is different. Every event has its own goals, its own, mission. But I think as long as I see people smiling, drinking, buying bottles, that's good for me, because that's the point, right? We're interacting, but yeah, spend money too. It's important.
No broke boys allowed. No, that's not
I did not say that.
But